A lot of you guys have a lot.
Oh,
Got it.
God.
All right. A lot of you guys have seen where he started with on his platform, raise awareness for adaptive athletes, getting more adaptive athletes involved into the open, into CrossFit gyms, competition, helping us build the platform that we've been working on here for a long time. So I'm going to let John just kind of talk about what he's been doing and where this has got him. And then if you guys have any questions or anything, you can stick around for a few minutes after, and then we'll get hit up for the workout as well. All right. So I will mute, and John, it's all yours, buddy. Thanks.
Well, I guess I'll just, kind of tell you guys where the genesis of all this came from. I was mostly just trying to shut Mikey up, if I'm being honest. When they announced the divisions for the CrossFit Games, I'm sure those of you that follow Mikey, the self-proclaimed fittest dwarf on earth, he blew up the world via social media, and he and I are pretty good friends. So I messaged him and I'm like, "Hey, what the hell's going on, man? Like, give me the details." And he was, he gave me all the kind of the rundown of who was going to the games and who wasn't. And I'm a banker by trade, so I do math every day for a living. So I just started asking some questions. I'm like, well, how many people are in the adaptive divisions? How many people are in your division? Like, trying to figure out why some divisions would be going and others weren't. Because I'm in banking, I spent a lot of time trying to figure out profit and loss. And as a bank, we allocate funds to things that have the most resources, if that makes sense. And so I was making an assumption the CrossFit Games was kind of doing the same thing. And so as I was, kind of looking at the landscape, I'm like, well, the real problem is participation. I mean, we'd love to have everyone there. I'm sure they would love to have everyone there. I hope they would. But I'm like, how do we get more people to participate? Like, that's the real trick. And for me, it was really, kind of my own journey of CrossFit. Like, I'm clearly not an adaptive athlete, not counting my broken toe I have right now, but I found CrossFit at 40 and it changed my life. And so I've always been kind of the mindset that, it could change anyone's life, and the more people you can get in it, the better. So I'm like, well, how do we attract, more athletes to the sport in these particular divisions? And so I thought of a couple of things. I was like, number one, I can use the platform to showcase people, because I'm a real firm believer that representation matters, and that you typically will do something when you see someone like yourself doing it. Like, as an example, my dad, who's 77, started CrossFit 2 years ago because he watched me do it for almost a decade. And now he goes 5 days a week. He's been going 5 days a week for 2 years. And so I think that representation for him mattered. And, my belief is that if, more people that, have impairments see others doing the same things, and they will be more apt to at least give it a try and see if it's something that might fit into their lifestyle, making them, healthier, happier, and all around better off. Again, my opinion. And then the second thing I thought needed to happen, I was like, well, there also should be incentive though to get into the open, because that's where you need participation. As much as I want to drive people into the gyms, I have no way of measuring that, but I can measure how many people sign up for the open. And so kind of the first thing I did was I reached out to Innovate, who's the title sponsor of my second podcast, and said to them, hey, I'm thinking about putting on this, putting together this campaign and raising money and trying to drive people in the open. Would you guys be interested in participating? And they were immediately just like, yeah, let's go, let's do it. Like, this would be a great idea. And then I started reaching out to some other companies to gauge interest, and virtually everyone I talked to was, on board of saying, yeah, this is something we'd like to be a part of to, help drive participation in the open. Because what I was attempting to do, and what I've put together, is for the divisions that aren't going to Madison, I wanted to make sure that they had a similar experience. And while I can't take them to Madison, I figured what I could do was create a prize purse for those divisions, and then also put together a quote unquote swag bag, which is the same stuff you get when you go to Madison. They give you shoes, shirts, hats, trinkets, all that stuff. And so I talked to all the sponsors about, helping me put together a swag bag to do that. And then I'm crowdsourcing for the prize purse, with the goal being, At the end of semis, when they crown fittest on earth in the 5 divisions that aren't going to Madison, there will be a first, second, and third prize in cash. And then all 30 of those athletes will get the same swag bag that will be virtual prizes, meaning the sponsors will give you a voucher for a dollar amount, and then you can go to their website and redeem for whatever you want. Considering that everyone is different, and you may want different things, as an example. And so that was really, that's really kind of the gist of it. Just, mostly just trying to drive more people into the open, drive more people into CrossFit, and then, kind of reward the 5 divisions that aren't going to Madison. The thing I've not announced yet, that I think you guys will be really excited. I announced it on the podcast that we released yesterday, but I'll do a post on it here in a day or two. O2 recovery drink and Dave Kalina, who's really an amazing person, have committed to doing a $20 O2 gift card to every single adaptive athlete that signs up for the open, which is really, really cool. So the $20 you spend to get in, you're basically getting back in product, which, it doesn't make it free to get into the open, but I drink a lot of O2 for whatever that's worth, and it's delicious. And a free $20 worth of O2, I thought was a really, really cool thing for him to do. And for the record, when you start calculating what that's going to cost his company, that's arguably a $40,000 minimum commitment into the adaptive community, which, if you were not an O2 fan before, you should be now, because someone just put $40,000 into your community as a resource to say, hey, we'd like to get more people, into fitness, which I thought was just really spectacular by them. So, but, we've got sponsors signed on now from O2, Innovate, RP, Assault Bike, Doc Spartan, Hyper Ice, AbMat, Nice Lift Co., Strong Coffee, Yeti, and there are others that are still coming on board. So, I think the swag bag's going to be cool. And right now I'm about 25% of the way to the cash prize. And that's not counting, putting on an online competition next week, where 100% of the proceeds are going to go to it. I'm going to do a t-shirt sale in a couple of weeks where 100% of those proceeds are going to it. So I think, being able to raise funds is not going to be an issue, and we should be able to put together a pretty good cash prize. So that's kind of it. That's the whole story. So what can I answer? Oh, I think you're still on mute, or somebody's on mute.
You guys have any questions for John? That's
What do you,
yeah, go ahead.
what do you need from us?
Well, a couple of things, I guess. Share the stories as I post them. So that's obviously a help. I think the more people in the community that can see them, the better. I'd like to feature as many athletes as I can. So anyone who wants to be featured, if you know anyone you think should be featured, send that over. Video typically does better than photos for whatever that's worth. Like, people like to look at videos. And I just want the post to be in your own words. So if, just like it was going on your own page, so I'm not, not looking for a biography necessarily as much as just a couple of paragraphs around what CrossFit or WheelWOD or the community or whatever means to you, with the hope that other people are going to see it and see themselves in that. So, any athletes you can send my way would be great. And, where I'm going to continue to do those posts, kind of probably daily or close to daily. And then I'll do a podcast episode, I'm hoping once a week, maybe every other week, kind of depends on our schedule. Podcast's a little harder to do than daily posts, but yeah, so that's would be the main thing I could use right now.
Since we have a bunch at our gym, I'm with John with Neuse River. Would you be interested in just like one post with, I guess I don't even know, 8 or 10 of us? Would that be helpful? Because it's showing how our community has grown through WheelWOD in the one, Raleigh. We've been attracting misfits. Would that, because I mean, Blaze got 3rd at the WheelWOD games. I won the neuro. Logan got 3rd. Victor got 2nd in the upper division. So we have that type of athlete base. So would you want us to put something together and just do one post for all of us, or do you want us to do it individually?
Whatever you guys want. I think it'd be great to do one, kind of based on the community or the gym, because that would allow other gyms to see what's possible. I think that's, part of what I wanted to come out of the, or I hope will come out of this campaign, is that, other gyms maybe will be more open to asking questions and getting certified and taking more adaptive athletes into their gym. I think a lot of gyms, bluntly, just aren't ADA compatible as it stands right now, which is part of their obstacle. And second, they don't actually have people trained. And so for them to see other gyms doing it, the visualization of that for them makes it easier for them to make that step. So I think that would be great. And then obviously, any athletes, you guys want me to feature, I'm happy to. Although Logan's a cyclist now, we can't call him a CrossFitter anymore. So, he's just a Peloton guy, but everyone else is fine.
He still walked into the gym Monday, maybe. So, he can't leave us forever.
I just love making fun of Logan. That's just one of my favorite pastimes.
Yeah, no, I think it's great. And John, what's the best way to get that stuff to you? Just through IG or?
Yeah, Instagram's always the best. It's what I'm on primarily. All the posts will still hit Facebook and Instagram, which combined is about 400,000 followers. But Instagram is where I do all my work. It's where I've received all the messages. It's just easiest for me to kind of pull stuff in and out there.
Perfect. So if you guys want to send, you've highlighted a few of them here already: Tom, Jed, Kim.
Yeah, I can't do Tom again though. He made me look, he's too fit.
Yeah,
He's too
yeah.
fit to be on my page.
I'll try
Like,
to stay away from Tom. He is too fit.
Yeah, I had too many women messaging going, "Oh, who's that dude? Can I get an introduction?" I can't do that again. I can't do it.
Get out of here, man. Get out of here.
It's too much. I just can't do it.
So is CrossFit and just inviting who they invited last year?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same divisions as last year. And, this isn't, I've been really careful in the campaign, and I'm going to continue to be careful to tell them, I'm really happy that they're continuing to focus on diversity and inclusion. That's a big step from the Glassman years. The fact that there's going to be representation at the games, I think, is a really, really cool thing. And I recognize as a banker, like, it's really expensive to put on competitions and complex. And, for me, I want to drive more people into your gyms and get more people into the community. I think, if we can help people live healthier, happier lives, this whole thing is totally worth it. And, for those of you in those 5 divisions, now you got a shot of, getting some cool prizes from Innovate and O2 and some of the others, and a little cash in your pocket. That's not a bad thing too. So.
I have one follow-up question, if you don't mind, just because I'm a grant officer. Do you know if O2 would want to feature any of the athletes that you're featuring, just because they have a bigger investment?
They likely will. So actually, most of these companies that I'm partnering with have already agreed to start sharing social with me. I haven't pushed stuff over to them yet because we're still kind of far out from the open as it stands right now. Like, I'm wanting to get a little bit closer to the open before I get everyone to start blasting media with it. But O2 is going to, for sure. Humbly, most of these companies need me more than I need them. Like, my platform's bigger than theirs, even where they can help this campaign is through their email. That's where they dwarf me, and where I've asked all of them to help. Like, Assault Bike's a good example. Like, Assault Bike's not going to put a bike in the swag bag, for instance, or give out coupons for that, but they have a huge email base. And that's where Tracy's committed to, she's the owner. She's committed to help. She's going to help put cash directly into the prize, so all these companies will be able to help with that, but they will be sharing socials very soon.
One question I have, just kind of based on last year, they were super late in announcing the 3 divisions that were officially going to the games. Like, it was like May when they announced it, like a few months after the open. So I'm just wondering, do you think they might like announce more divisions going to the games after the open before semifinals? And if so, do you have any plans on what you would do in that situation?
I don't think they will. I talked to, several people kind of on the inside, and I think, who they've determined is going to be there is going to be there. I mean, they announced the game season and they said, these 5 divisions that aren't going to Madison will be crowned fittest on earth at semifinals. So I don't think they have a reason to. There was a little part of me that thought, all right, well, if CrossFit feels one upped and decides to bring everyone, I win anyway. Right? Like if they decided to bring everyone to Madison, then all right, then maybe I'll just donate all the money to WheelWOD, or we'll put it into a different price purse or something. We'll have to figure that out. I can't imagine that CrossFit would have the ability to bring anybody else to Madison than they already are, because that investment's already made. Like they've already booked the space. They've already booking gear. Like they have to do that more than a year out. So I can't imagine that they would, but if they decide to do it, so be it. And we'll figure it out then.
Yeah, I would imagine that they won't add anything else because they've taken the time to announce it. Last year, they kind of left it up in limbo, so they weren't going against what they've already said, or they weren't doing either or. They hadn't responded to the question, so it was easy for them to say, "Oh, we're going to add this," or "No, we're not," like because they hadn't made any announcement whether there was going to be any future progress. But now that they've put something out there to say, like, these are the 3 that are going, and these are the ones that are doing the online semifinals, I'd be really, really surprised if they took all the divisions to Madison. But I just want to say, John, what you're doing right now is huge for us, and we are super, super appreciative of that, because we've been trying to push this movement for a long time, and it's hard to get anybody with like a large platform that really is invested in it, other than majority of the time the investment comes from like, will it draw more people to their platform? And that's really not what you're about, which is fantastic, because you're trying to draw more people to the adaptive movement, and that's very appreciated.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I've been really careful to talk to the companies to make sure they understand this is not a selling opportunity for them. Like what I don't want them to do is come in and go, "Hey, I think I can generate some revenue off the adaptive community." Like it isn't about that. I want to double participation in the open. Like that's the goal. And I want them along for the ride because they have big followings. Like when you calculate just the email list alone amongst these 10 companies, it's a couple million people, And so I just think, how many of those people are currently in the community? How many do they know should be in the community? And if we can escalate that, then going from 1,000 or 2,000 in the open to 2,000 to 4,000, it's not such a big swing.
Yeah, no, and that's fantastic, because the end goal, majority of us isn't really competition. Competition is great, but when you speak to an adaptive athlete, the majority of the time, it's about getting more people just into the space that we're in, and understanding the benefits that we get from doing what we do. The competition side's great. There's lots of fun to be had on that side, but it's if we get that many more people just going into gyms, whether it be a CrossFit gym or not, if they're just going into gyms and starting to follow along and be part of this community, that's way more beneficial than whether or not we get an extra division here, there, and into the games. That it's what you're doing and the message you're spreading is what needs to happen across the board, because you might not reach an adaptive athlete directly, but you may, his sister follows some type of gym feed, comes across your feed, says, "Oh wow, yeah, my brother's in a wheelchair, or my nephew's missing his leg, or whatever. This would be good for him. Maybe he should go and try that." And that's how this is kind of organically grown as it is so far. And the more we can push that, and the more people we can see getting the health benefits from it is huge.
Some of the benefits that are already coming from it that you guys haven't had a chance to see yet is I think we'll be able to connect people to do greater good for the community at large. Like I connected Dana from Equip Products over with Tracy, the owner of Assault Bike. And I'm going to apologize up front if you guys are going to have to start using the Assault Bike more often, but their product teams are now collaborating now. And that's a really cool connection to think, Assault, they're an innovator within, the CrossFit community. And so is Dana and her team. And you put those two together, what can they create for you guys? It's really cool in concept. And, I think the more, we can do that, the better it's going to be long-term.
Awesome. Do you guys have any more questions? Because if not, we should probably get these guys through their workout so they have enough time to get through this monster. I don't know if you saw the workout today, John, but it's basically 50 of the double unders or 30, depending on the division, double unders, single unders, working its way down between a 21, 18, 15, 12, 9, 6, 3 shoulder to overheads. So it's just going back.
I saw that. I'm going to do it this afternoon in my home gym. Since I can't jump because of the toe, I'll have to do the rowing portion and the shoulder to overheads, but it's a good looking workout. I'll do it today for sure.
That should be fast and tough, which is my faves. Do you guys have any more questions?
Thank
No, I
you
just-
very much, John.
Yeah,
You're
can't
welcome.
thank you enough, John. Appreciate it a lot, man. This is
Yeah.
huge.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Patient for your help.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
All right. Enjoy your workout.
Yeah. All right, boys and ladies and gentlemen and everybody. We got a burner here today. Does anybody have any questions? Derek, are you still set up here? Yeah. Derek, we're gonna go split ropes and shoulder to overheads with your dumbbell, okay? Unless you want to go ski erg. If you're gonna do ski erg, then go probably like 30-second sprints. So you would do like a 30-second sprint, 21 shoulder presses, 30-second sprint, 18 shoulder presses, 30-second sprint. So you're going 21, 15, 18, 15, 12, 9, 6, 3 down to the bottom. Do you want me to? It's in here. Somebody's already popped this in here. Great.
So dumbbells and skiers.
Yeah, you can, if you want to use your ski erg, then we can. If not, you can do split ropes. It's either 50 split ropes or I'd say like a 30-second sprint on your ski erg.
Okay, I'll do the skier. I got it set up.
Yeah. So you're going to do 30-second sprints, and then you're going to do 21 dumbbell presses, and then you're going to do a 30-second sprint. You'll do 18 all the way down to 3. So you're just dropping by 3 each time.
Thanks.
Yeah. Or sorry, not by 3. Yes. All right. Has anybody else got questions?
Can we still do the run? Or it's just jump rope?
Yeah, you can run. You can run. There's a couple options in there.
Okay,
Run, single unders, rowing. You basically just need to hit a cardio style sprint, 30 to 45 seconds, and then
all
you're
right.
off. All right.
Read the wrong workout. I was looking at Sugar WOD.
Are you you got your stuff set up? Dustin? Do you have your stuff set up?
Give me a second to set up a bar real quick.
Yeah. Kippy, you'll run them. I'm gonna mute. Just when Dustin says he's ready, give us like a 10-second countdown start. So I can start the clock on this. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat lunch and watch you guys do fitness. This is great.
You suck.
Stabby, is there any other neuros in here today?
Yeah.
We're like all neuros.
Susan Gilson is Anna. I think that's it.
Cool.
And then you got Shane and I are going to be doing the wheelchair, like the seated version, but we'll be doing split ropes unless Shane's doing the skier as well.
All right, so when you do the split ropes, I'll just jump on the ski.
Skier, right.
Cool.
Just remember, you're just going down. You're just like, you're going to do 30 seconds of the skier, and then you're going to go to 21 shoulder to overhead, so presses. And then you're just going to go right back to a 30-second skier, and then you're going to do 18 shoulder overhead. Then you're going to do 30-second skier, and then you're going to do 15 shoulder overhead. So you're just going all the way down, 21, 18, 15, 12, 9. In between those, when you finish those rep schemes, you're going to go sprint on the ski.
Okay, sounds good.
Cool, man.
Scouting,
Yeah,
for the split ropes is 70, right?
70, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. All right, I'm just gonna mute when Dustin says he's ready, Kippy, we'll get the clock going and
I just want to make sure I'm doing this right. I saw under neuro, it started at 18 or should it start at 21?
neuro is each division's different, right? With neuro,
Okay,
we
all right.
kind of break the rep scheme down a little bit.
Okay, I didn't want to cheat. So, all
Oh,
right,
no,
thanks.
you're good.
All right, Dustin, you ready?
I'm good.
All right, Stouty, you got your clock? I'm gonna assume that's a yes. All right, we're gonna start in 15. 10. 5, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, good. I'm gonna.
Amalia. Estás en mute.
Ya, hola,
¿Qué dices? ¿Cómo vas, loca?
¿todo bien?
Todo
¿Cómo va
bien.
todo?
Bien, tranquilo.
Qué bueno, qué bueno.
¿Estás entrenando ya?
Ya.
No estoy haciendo nada. Hijo de puta. Hey, Nance. Right here.
Hi, how are you? Good to see you. I've been here.
Yeah, cute.
Good. Yeah, yeah, better now.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's just a little calmer. I was a little.
I apologize to everybody. My computer crashed and Mark named my phone. So that's why it says Dana's super hot. I didn't do that.
Nice job, guys. Everybody still going? Good. Awesome. Kip, are you still there? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here still.
Everybody's finished. I think I was last. Oh, fuck.
Okay. I
that was
will stop sharing.
10 minutes. It took me 10. Up, Vic?
Nancy's there talking to him, Phil, so I muted him.
All right. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, it was good to see you. Yeah, that was awesome. Can I snag a picture before you guys go? Oh, shit. Give me a second here. Shift Command 3. Shift Command 3. I'm going to try that. All right. Hey, Victor, look. Nah, you can't hear me. All right, everybody smile. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Yeah, that worked. Awesome. Awesome job listening to John. And if you guys can help spread that message when he posts stuff, if you're there, or direct him, obviously give him your information. And if you don't have Instagram, send it to me, just email it to me and I'll send it over with maybe you have a short video or something. I'll send it to John. And then, try to get other athletes involved. If you got people around your area that you think maybe this would do them some good, which I can't see how it wouldn't.
Yeah.
I'll just keep bugging them. Once a week, there was a guy that was, I'll tell you a quick story. There's a guy that in my hometown that was in a wheelchair and he kept wheeling past my house. And one day I wheeled across the street and was like, hey man, what are you doing? What's going on? What do you do? And he's like, oh, I just out here getting some exercise. I just go for a wheel. And I was like, you should come to my gym. I'll help you get it, get a little bit more fit. And he said no. So every week I saw him, I went out and wheeled across the street. And he was the very first other wheelchair athlete I'd ever had in my gym, and still here now. So that was like 8 years ago, right? So, and he's a quadriplegic, and his main goal when we first started was to be able to pick his keys off the ground. Now he can pick up 24 kilogram kettlebells off the ground. So
Wow.
Shows you where things develop for people in the functional fitness part of it. I actually started CrossFit because my wife got pregnant, and I played wheelchair basketball for a long time at the Paralympic level. And when I retired, I was kind of bored. And when my wife was pregnant, I kept thinking, like, how am I going to be able to pick this baby off the floor? Am I never going to be able to be at home by myself with the baby? And so then I started doing this, and I realized like the functionality of learning how to pick things up off the ground, put them over your head, move, not get winded, quickly in, heavy certain circumstances. And, by the time my son was born, I could still pick him up now, and he's 8, and I can still pick him up off the ground and put him up over my head. So as long as I can keep doing that, 15 years, at that point in time, he can look after me.
Yeah.
All right, so I appreciate you guys coming out. It's always a blast. I love Saturday workouts with you guys. That one was hard.
That one was tough.
You guys were much faster than me. Much faster. That's why I do the programming and not the competing.
Definitely burned.
Thank you so much.
It's good to see you guys. Take it easy, Derek. It's good to see you, man. I missed you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll see you next week.
You
Bye-bye.
too.
Bye.
Alma.
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks.
Vic.
Scotty, quick question. Oh, he's gone. I'll get him. No, I can't leave.